I am starting with a square, 6.5 inches square of cardstock, white cardstock, and I've got it placed on my mat here where my diagonals are. Basically what you want to do is find the center of this by doing a little X across the middle and across the corners from corner to corner. So if you know you have a if you know you have a square piece of paper, there's how you find the middle, and that's where you want to start making your circles. And then I'm going to make circles. I'm going to make 7 concentric circles around this. Small. I'm going to start small in the center. I want a very small one in the center. Okay. Find the actual center, because I've got to do this in the same place every time. Okay, that's my little tiny in the center, and then I'm going to come out. I'm going off another one that I have made. I will show you in a minute before we actually get started putting things in it to show you what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to make 7. I'm copying one that I have already done because I'm recording this for practice for a class I'm going to teach. And in the class, I really only have an hour to teach. So this video is going to attempt to be just an hour. And we'll see if that works. So where you put these circles is completely arbitrary. Right? So I can't, my original is bigger, so I can't make it that big. So we'll go down to here. And I will live with whatever I get, right? Okay. All right. Those are my circles. This is the mandala I'm going to essentially copy so I don't have to hem and haw about what to do next. I'm going to follow this and do all of this next. Okay, so what I want to do is a 6-part mandala. This is a little sheet I made from taking a Barb Owen class. So all of these numbers on here, all of these degrees and all of these how to figure a 7 was from Barb Owen. She had those numbers all figured out. And so now I have all those figured out. So I'm going to do a 6. And so what I need to do is mark 60 degrees and 120 degrees on this circle and 180 degrees. So I'm going to line this up with the line on the edge of this. I'm going to put this in the circle and line it up. I need a different ruler for that. Because I need to be able to see my lines. And this needs to be as you can see, doing this in an hour is going to be a challenge. Okay. All right, and then we get our protractor. And you line this over your dot in the center. Put this over the line you just drew. And then you mark at 60 and you mark at 120. And that's how we're going to make our little sections. Now, as you can see, this one, I made the 7 sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to do one for 6 in the interest of time. So then grab your pencil and the mark on there, and you want to go from that mark all the way across your circle. Back to that mark and all the way across your circle. Whoop. Okay, and that's how you want to start it. I am making my marks with this set of Panda Fly microline pens, black fine liner. Now they're waterproof. They come in different sizes. I also use the microns in a lot of things. Here's a graphic one that I will probably use, which is a big fat point. So what I want to do in this is make the marks that I've made in my sample. So what I've done is come here and come up to here. So I'm copying this old one because I really want to try to do this in an hour since I'm doing a class. So this is a rehearsal for a class. And we will see how I get. Now, I have made that kind of funny shape around the center because I like to draw that line. And so in drawing that line, then I come over here and I can draw that same line. Then you can find what way you like. See, I'm not making these fat enough. You can find what line makes you happy. And then you just repeat that line. So I say about mandalas step by step and line by line. So I'm going to go ahead and close in the center circle because I have a plan for it. Okay. And then I'm going to go from these points, I go out to the middle of this. Okay? So I come out like this and curve it up. Come out like this and curve it up. Come out like this and curve it up. because this is handmade, you are going to have differences. You're not going to find the middle. It's not going to be the same line. And none of that matters, as you will see. You will find that you love it anyway. Okay, so now to try to mirror this, I come down and then out. And see how wonky? It's going to be wonky. But you won't care. Whatever you start in one little section, you make it in all of the sections. There, we're at the beginning of a mandala. Where do we go from there? So, I want to go to these lines. Okay. And then I want all those to be double lines. So let's just make them all double lines. Okay, now we want to go to, I have a point that's right here. You know, you can't do two of these twice. I have a middle point that's right here. Just a little, so I have another circle in there that I'm just doing with my pencil to find that point. And then I'm going to come in with my pen and not that pen, this pen, because I had another little double circled, double line there. So this has got to come droop down and up. Droop down and up. Okay. All right. Now then, I have a big seed pod I want to do here. that and that. All right. And then I'm doing these little circles. That's going to be my point, and this is going to be my down point. I'm going to practice this one because I want it to be curly. So I'm going to go curly up to this point. How does that work? That's okay. I have discovered a little matter when using cardstock. The lines, I went through here supposedly erasing all of my lines, and they don't completely erase off of cardstock. My problem could be compounded because I'm using a Payne's Gray in the Polychromos, which is kind of waxy like oh, I forget the name of that. I put it in the notes. Anyway, they're more waxy, more crayon-like, but I like sketching with it. So anyway, back to the project at hand. One thing I'm going to do is put little circles and a little design around this edge. I'm going to start with circles and connecting these. Okay, and then I'm going to do a circle also here. Okay, Just following that double line that I put around there. Okay. Now then, I want to put circles in these little spaces. All the way across in this little double line. Okay. That would be that. Now I did some other stuff before I started coloring, or after I started coloring. I did these little dots to make that little kind of shady area. Now I put those in other areas too. I put them around here, around the edge. I put them around here, around these. But I think I'm going to get some color on this. And probably show you finished touch-ups when later. Gotten out my Inktense pencils, and I've picked some that I want to use. So I want to color this center with the blue. Nice deep blue. And then I want to color this with the blue. Now it occurs to me that I usually make these things on watercolor paper. So how the ink comes out on the cardstock is an unknown to me. And one reason why I do this on watercolor paper is often I'll splatter colors on the watercolor paper or do a very light wash on the watercolor paper before I start. and then add my colors on top of that. So we'll just see what we get here. Just like life. We'll see what we get. Okay, I'm going to get my... Now after these colors dry, you can go back and add more color. Now likewise, I'm going to speed this up for you. You don't need to watch me color all these. Okay. And then we're going to do this color on the little points. I think I'm going to stop here with the video. I'm going to come back with a final shot of what I've done with this piece in a little bit, because it's much too much for you to have to watch the whole thing. So thanks for letting me share my fun, my joy in making mandalas with you. Hope you'd make one of your own. Okay.